If you're in a calorie deficit and you're still not losing belly fat, it's because your body is adapting to conserve those calories. But there's one specific type of exercise that breaks that adaptation completely, and it's what I used to lose over 25 pounds in the last 7 weeks alone. It's not the gym or running or some crazy HIIT style workout that leaves you starving afterwards. It's just walking, but done the right way. And I'm going to show you exactly how to scale it up to 100,000 steps every single week, even around a full-time life. And it all comes down to my Trinity Walking Method. I mentioned that your body adapts when you're in a deficit to conserve the calories, and it all comes about with less hand gestures, less facial expressions, less subconscious movement in general. Your non-exercise activity thermogenesis is massively reduced. And a lot of people online will say that to make up for these lost calories, you can just do a bunch of hard cardio, 3 times a week, do some HIIT training, hit the Stairmaster as hard as you can. And yes, whilst that does make up for the calories because you do burn quite a lot, you also get super hungry. So people that end up doing these hard cardio workouts end up eating back the calories anyway. And the thing is, we're already in a deficit, and this cardio requires a lot of recovery resource from your body that then can't go into your muscles to make you actually get even bigger and stronger whilst in your deficit. And that's why, case closed, walking is the #1 best exercise for fat loss, because bro, you don't get tired and you don't get hungry. So you're literally burning all these calories for free. And when I show you the Trinity Walk method, which we'll get into right now, you'll see exactly how to fit in a large amount of steps, even around your full-time life. The reason it's a Trinity walk is because it's 3 walks every single day, timed to perfection to help with insulin sensitivity and to help with mobilizing fat. So we're going to do walk #1 in the morning when you're fasted, when you haven't eaten anything all day long, because this is when your body has low levels of insulin and is primed to mobilize fat, which just means using it as energy for that walk. The second walk you're going to do is going to be straight after lunch, and the third walk is going to be straight after dinner. Nice evening stroll, put some headphones in, listen to a podcast, audiobook, go out with your family, friends, anything like that. And the reason why walk #2 and walk #3 are timed exactly like this after your meals is because after you've eaten, your body is more likely to store carbs as fat inside your body because it has nowhere to go, especially when your insulin sensitivity is lower, and your insulin, your cortisol, all these hormones, they get kind of jacked up and dysregulated in a calorie deficit. So what we're doing by timing your walking like this is that we're making it so your body doesn't need to release a massive spike of insulin to deal with that meal. Well, that flipping rhyme, what a guy. But it actually just shuttles all of that energy straight into your muscles that you're going to be using while walking. So your body is less likely to store those carbs as fat. A key thing with walking that a lot of people get wrong online is that they tell you 10 to 15k steps a day. I completely disagree. And the whole reason that argument breaks down is because it's a daily metric. Why would you track a daily metric when the weekly is all that really matters? Because the thing is, bro, Monday to Friday, we've got work, we've got school, we've got commitments to uphold, right? And sometimes on a random Tuesday, you're going to get 5k steps, and then either you're going to try and make up for it in the night and go outside at night time, ruin your sleep, stress yourself out, or you don't make up for it and then you end up feeling like a loser. Both scenarios are a lose-lose. So the thing is with a weekly target, and I'll tell you what the target is, it's 100,000 steps every single week. Now the reason for a weekly target is so that you don't stress out over a missed day. You can just make up for it. If you get 5k on a random Tuesday because you had a commitment that day, something came up, you can literally just do the extra steps on the weekend when you're free. And this is why I always tell people, go on an adventure on the weekend. You're basically backloading your steps for later in the week when you've got more time and when you've got more energy. Okay, 100,000 steps a week. How are we actually going to get this done? The easiest way is to just overload into it. Don't start off by trying to hit 15k a day. All you got to do is follow the 3 simple steps that I outlined earlier with the Trinity walk. So what I like to do is start off with 20, 20, 20. 3 walks, 20 minutes each, 1 in the morning, 1 after lunch, 1 after dinner. That's going to be about 6,000 steps depending on your height and weight and stuff. And that's a really good start because now you can build up on that. The way that I'd like to build it up would literally be, if you want to get to 10k a day, do 20, 20, 60. So you take a longer evening stroll after dinner. And then if you really want to bump it up, aim for 30 in the morning, then 50 at lunchtime, and then 70 in the night. And you can play around with these numbers to make it fit your schedule. But doing 30, 50, 70 is basically 15,000 a day, which if you average that over the week, you actually hit 105,000 steps in the week, which is the absolute gold standard for rapid fat loss. Now look, walking is definitely the number one exercise for fat loss, but it doesn't matter if you're not losing fat, and losing fat only comes down to being in the calorie deficit. Now I'm going to chuck this in there as well, that strength training and going to the gym on a structured routine, and I recommend 2 to 3 hard sessions every single week, just totaling less than 3 hours every week, barely any time commitment, but you're going to end up with a better body composition afterwards, after you've lost all this weight. And if you've watched this video all the way to the end, I really appreciate your time, and I bet you can imagine how much goes into fat loss and actually losing weight, because you probably tried it yourself. And I hope this video actually helped you with some of the answers you've been looking for. And if you still have questions by the end of it, feel free to just scroll down. There's a link in my description for a 30-minute free call with me. I can answer any of your questions, and I can also take a deep dive into your situation in particular. If you're thinking, oh yeah, but I can't do 3 walks a day, I have to do something else, like, we can talk about it, we can find out how it works. And if you want me to create you a personalized nutrition plan, personalized training program, and hold you accountable to these every single day, whilst making changes every week to make sure you genuinely hit your goals, and basically just guarantee you the physique that you've been waiting for this whole time and trying to get, but maybe you haven't been able to do it yourself. Maybe you've hit a plateau and you need help getting out of it. Bro, I got you. 30 minutes in the description. Literally book it in right now, find a time that suits you, and with that, bro, sweat or regret, man. I'm out.